I must ask you a question. Are you ready to learn more about slope? You guys are doing an awesome job so far. This is the last video in our discussion about slope. And what we're going to do is talk about how we can use slope to graph the equation of a line. So I just want to introduce you to something that you'll be learning next year, but I want you to start to see the vocabulary now. Slope-intercept form is a way that we use to graph a line. Each line has an equation which states y equals mx plus b. In our last video, we talked about how m is slope. We use the letter m to determine slope. I want to introduce you to the letter b. The letter b in math stands for something called the y-intercept. What this means is the y-intercept is where the line crosses the y-axis, or where it intercepts with the y-axis. So let's jump into a few problems. On this problem here, the line crosses the y-intercept at 3, meaning on our y-axis, the line crosses at 3. I can now use slope to determine where the next point will be. Going back to slope, our numerator is our rise, our denominator is our run. So I'm going to rise positive 2, 1, 2, and run positive 3, 1, 2, 3, and graph my point. I can go another 2, 1, 2, and run another 3, 1, 2, 3. So if I were to connect these points, which is difficult to do on here, this is what the line would graph to. Let's look at a few more examples. On this problem here, our y-intercept is negative 2, meaning it crosses our y-axis at negative 2. So I'm going to graph a point at negative 2, and I'm going to use rise over run to graph my second point from my y-intercept. I'm going to rise 1, run 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. If I rise 1 and run another 4, it's going to go off my graph. In that case, I can just leave it with 2 points. Ideally, you always want to try to graph 3 points, and then connect your points to form a line. In this problem here, our y-intercept is negative 5, so I'm going to graph my point at negative 5. And I'm going to use rise over run. In this case, I'm going to rise positive 2. Because my run is negative 3, I have to go in the negative direction. So I'm going to rise positive 2 and head towards the negative direction, which is this way. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. Graph my point. I'm going to rise another 2 and run negative 3. 1, 2, 3. And then I can connect my points so beautifully. Let's look at one more example. Again, my y-intercept is 3. So I'm going to graph my point at 3. Then I'm going to rise negative 4, run positive 1. Now in this case, because my rise is negative 4, instead of going up, I have to go down negative 4 because it's negative, and if we go down, that's a negative direction. So I'm going to go down 1, 2, 3, 4. Graph my point. Whoops. I have to run away. I'm going to go down negative 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Over positive 1. Go down another negative 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And over positive 1. And here's my point. Now I want you to get out your graphic organizer. Graphing slope. Again, our B represents what's called our y-intercept. So where the line crosses our y-axis, you might want to put that there too. Y-intercept. Let's see how nice I can write this. And then M represents our slope. This is our rise. This is our run. Our rise goes up and down. It goes up if it's positive, goes down if it's negative. This is our run, so it goes to the right if it's positive, and to the left if it's negative. Okay, so our first step is to graph our y-intercept. So I'm going to graph our y-intercept at 3. Whoa. Still sick as a dog. And then I'm going to graph my slope, -2 over +1. So because my rise is negative, I'm going to go down -2 and over +1, down -2 over +1. And I can keep graphing my points. So again, you're going to rise up if it's positive, and down if it's negative. Then you're going to go to the right if it's positive, and to the left if it's negative. Then the last step I have here is you can continue to use the slope in order to form the line. All right, everyone. I hope you have a good rest of the evening. You're doing awesome so far. This will be your last video again on slope. Next week, your last video will just be a review to help you for your test before you leave for break. All right, have a great rest of the day, and I'm going to stop looking so creepy.